When it comes to core training, all of us, or many of us, tend to think about the stomach, or everything between your hips and your rib cage. While that's certainly one approach, the core actually involves everything between your neck, your elbows, and your knees. Well, there's your neck, there's your knees, there's your elbows, silly. We're going to keep that in there. But if you want to find out a great exercise, how to work on rotary stability to help you climb, sprint, and ride stronger, hang on, because we've got a doozy for you. Well, now that the director reminded me where my knees, my neck, and my elbows were, we can get to work on teaching you how to do the isometric hip lift march. Now, this exercise is extremely difficult for cyclists and triathletes. It may look simple, but it sure as heck is not easy to do right. Now, there are two different things that we need to keep in mind as we think about our core. When we are going for proximal stiffness, or the ability of the entire body to stay nice and stiff and through the rib cage, the hips, the pelvis, and the spine, we want to get movement from only our shoulders or our hips, and then the elbows and knees and hands kind of move from there. When you learn how to produce that proximal stiffness with great core strength, and again, core, neck, elbows, knees. Sorry, Fred, did it again. That's when we're going to be able to really get you to be able to unlock your performance. Now, the exercise is the isometric hip lift march hold. So isometric and hold. So it's a isometric hip lift, and then you're going to march and hold. What we're looking for out of this is your ability to maintain your position as you go through and not allow your hips to rotate one way or the other. Most cyclists are going to find the tensor fasciae lata or the hamstrings are going to start to cramp. So if that's you, we've got a lot of work to do. Now, as we go through, let's take a look at the setup actually before we go through it. Now, the first thing is we want to make sure that the feet are not too close to the butt. We want to have a nice gentle bend in through the knees. And from here, we do need to do a shielded breath. It's just a gentle one because we do need to get a glute activation to get the bridge. We don't want to do a hamstring bridge. We want to do a glute activation bridge. So starting here, it's just a little bit of a brace. Relax my shoulders, push in through the full bottom of the foot, glute, 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 and now I can feel everything firing together. Now from here is where we're going to start the exercise. So we're going to hold here for a count of 5, make sure we can feel our feet, the entire bottom of the foot, the triangle should be active on the floor. Now from here comes the hard part. So we're going to try and not let the hip dip. We're going to fire the glute hard, fire the whole midsection hard, and I'm not driving my hands into the ground. And I'm going to brace, and I'm going to lift. That's the march, and here's the hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly down. I can feel that hamstring fire appropriately. You'll notice I dipped a little bit on this side, and then we have to go to the other side. Brace, rebrace, engage the glute. Takes full concentration. Toes are up at 9 degrees. Glute, 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 glute. 2, 1. Controlled on the way down, and then down. It's a very tough exercise. A poor execution of this would be where you do a hamstring lift, and then you're letting the hips dip, or you're letting yourself shift to one side or the other, or you are coming up and just hanging on to the arms. You'll notice we can even do this with arms overhead to advance it, and this is a very tough exercise. So I'm just going to put my fist right above my head. And this may not go so well. And notice I'm not slamming my back into the ground. We're keeping a neutral spine. From here, up. We'll see how this goes. Brace. You'll notice there's a little bit of a dip there. 90-90. Glutes, glutes, glutes. 3, 2, 1. A little bit of a dip there. I can feel the hamstring. Glutes. This side's a little bit better. This is the side we did physio on most recently, so that makes sense. 2, 1. Down. And down. Now, as I went through to lower, I could feel those hamstrings activated. Maybe you even saw them. This is why how you do an exercise matters. We want the right exercise to hit the right muscles at the right time. If you're doing the wrong muscles, it's kind of a waste of time. Now, if you found today's video useful and help you learn how to do an isometric hip lift march hold, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and head on over to the Human Vortex Training website to get your free download as well as to sign up for our weekly newsletter. Now, until next time, remember, train smarter, not harder, because it is all about you.